so glad to see you both.
Yes.
Same here.
Yeah. You
Oh,
do.
what a beautiful brooch you have.
That's Marge made that.
She
my
made
jeweler.
it?
Yep, she's my jeweler. So
It's beautiful.
star of my heart. That's what it is.
Yeah.
Oh, that's wonderful.
Isn't that romantic?
Yes.
It is. Isn't it romantic?
No, she has a song for everything.
I do.
It's 9/28/2021. I'm here with the Cheris, Cheri Jones, and they're the originators of the idea for To Have and To Hold. Cheri Smith is. It's catching on and it's looking really good.
Well, great.
Yeah, people like to talk about their relationships, especially if
Of course.
I know. How long have you been together?
This November 10th, it will be 25 years.
Oh, that's right, a silver anniversary.
Uh-huh.
Yep.
So what will you do for your anniversary?
We're going on a little trip not far from here up into the mountains of New Mexico
Oh,
to a
nice.
resort called the Inn of the Mountain Gods.
Uh-huh.
And it's beautiful. It has a huge lake and everything, all the amenities and a casino, and it's just great cocktails.
Sounds like a good place to celebrate.
Yes.
It is.
Yes.
Where did you meet each other?
We met, well, in my church, the First Baptist Church of Harlingen, Texas, and this person here that I didn't know, and so they said, "Oh, come and sit here, Cheri." And so they introduced me to Cheri, and
What were you doing while all this was going on?
I was just looking at them and trying to pay attention to the message.
no, you had asked Lorna.
I had asked in the midst of this if Cheri was a lesbian.
So Lorna had bent down and put like this, and Jenny went, no, because I've been trying to contact Jenny all summer to tell her I've come out. So then to let her know, I said, guess where I'm going in a few weeks? And she said, well, I don't know. I said, to see Melissa Etheridge in Austin. And she said, and I said, but I'm wondering, I'm trying to decide what I'm going to wear because I want to look nice. And she said, well, now, you know, that's all lesbians. I said, that's why I'm going. And then she looked shy, and then she bent down and went back at Cheri.
At that time, I knew that. I mean, Cheri had caught my attention from the get-go. You might say love at first sight.
Really?
Yeah, it really was. I mean, she was just beaming, and she was very attractive.
Well,
And,
thanks.
and then she
So
was
are you.
a lot of fun to talk to, even that morning. So
Until about planning to go. All of
So
us.
I wanted to give you my Melissa Etheridge story. So Melissa Etheridge came to the Shumash Casino, which is near South Korea.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, well, we'd go. So we went to the concert. Wow, it was filled with women. No, they were not lesbians that I knew of.
Oh,
The draw for all these women from all those wonderful families was right there at the Shumash for Melissa. So I don't know what to make of that, but we enjoyed the concert.
yeah, there were definitely, when we got to Austin, there were definitely many lesbians.
Yeah.
my right. But then after church, they asked me if we could go to supper the next night, you know, all meet.
Uh-huh.
And then you later, I mean, years later, you told me that when y'all arrived at the restaurant,
I jockeyed for position so I'd sit beside Cheri. I mean, they were a couple. They didn't need to sit beside Cheri.
Right.
I was interested in her, and I was solo, so let me sit by her.
Right.
Well, Jenny wanted to have all the attention and wanted to sit by her. I said, no. Now, this is one time I'm putting my foot down. I'm sitting beside her. So I've been sitting beside her ever since.
yes, that's right.
It worked. Right.
It worked.
And so they wanted to know my story, so I had to start with all the coming out story.
How long had you been out when you met each other?
Just a few months.
For her, and it had been about, oh gosh, about 15, 20 years for
Yeah.
me.
And how many relationships had you had with women before you met Cheri?
Well, I had one long term, and of course several
Flings.
but just one very long term relationship during college.
So Cheri, you were married. I remember.
Yes.
Oh yes.
That. Man. And were you
For the
divorced?
third
yet?
time.
I know. But you
See, I finally got it
finally
right.
got it right. Right. We're happy about that.
It was that was the one guilty moment I had about getting in a relationship with Cheri at that exact moment is she was still married. But Bob was very much almost like a brother to Cheri.
Yes. Yeah.
They were more companions than anything.
Right.
And in fact, during the period of time when they were still married, we all went to Vegas together, the three of us. And we stayed in one room and he stayed in another room.
And a joining room.
Yeah, and he would slip notes to us under his door, and I'd say to Cheri, "You've got mail." But he loved to gamble, and he loved to go to the shows and what have you, and we always treated him with the utmost of respect, you know.
Oh, yeah.
And so when they finally did get divorced, it was just a big sigh of relief for me.
I bet.
You know, and he has passed away since.
Yes.
But he got to the point where he forgave and forgot anything that he had felt against me too. So
right before he died, I had called him. He lived in a assisted living care in Fort Worth, and so something just had me call him, you know, and he answered the phone, and we started talking, and we started reminiscing, and we'd laugh and cry, but we ended up both saying that we loved each other, you know. So and 2 weeks later he died. So
that was a good conclusion.
Yeah. Yeah.
How old were your children then?
My oldest son died the first year Bob and I got married. And then Paul, my living son, was just about to start college.
So you were a free woman, so to speak.
Yeah.
Good. He was
what, about 27 though when we got together.
Yes.
So at what point did you determine that you wanted this to be forever?
Yes, I did.
I did too.
How long had you been seeing each other when you came to that conclusion?
About 2 weeks.
Well, I tell you, she was working for Homeland Security and was on her way for a what do you call it? Training session in New Mexico. And so she had called me and had made a blind date with like through some dating service, and she had called me. It was like 2 nights after we had met, and she was real down, but she was joking about it because she was stood up, and she was joking about it, but I could see through her, and my heart just went out to her, and that was it.
And then God has a plan, you know. If that person hadn't stood me up, then we would have never gotten together, maybe, or it would have taken a lot longer. But I remember that trip to New Mexico. I found a cup, a coffee mug that said Cheri, spelled like she spells it.
Wow!
So I got that and brought it back to her, and I thought, well, now if she isn't as into me as I am her, she'll just say, "Well, thank you for the mug," and be on her way. But she's still got the mug somewhere.
Oh, yeah, I do.
You're never going to give it away. So when did you say I love you? Was it in that same 2-week framework?
Oh, gosh. Yeah, after we went to Melissa, probably, or right there.
Oh, yeah, it was a few weeks later.
Yeah.
And we went with the friends that were in church that day.
Yeah.
Did you? Good. And then I know you're legally married now, right?
No, we're
Are
not.
you legally married? Oh, you're not married yet. Okay.
No.
What's standing in the way of that?
I talked to my CPA in Harlingen, and although she was supportive and everything, she said that it would push us into a bracket that we would not want to be in.
Really?
You know? And she, yeah.
You agree with that, Cheri?
Yes, I do. And so, we
feel married.
Yeah, we discussed it.
Right.
We discussed it in Lynn, and we could have gotten married. At that time, money was an object. Now it's probably not as much one, but we feel like we've been married for 25 years. So,
and our pastor at that time, not in the Baptist church, but in a gay church, they had kind of a civil ceremony for us, and we had already been to North Padre Island and had been walking on the beach, and we exchanged rings. And
did you have them engraved?
No, those are engraved, they say, in Hebrew, right?
From the song Solomon.
I am my beloved's, and
my beloved is mine.
My beloved is what? Is mine?
I am my beloved's, and my beloved is mine.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
I read that on the ring. I looked it up.
Yeah, all right. Oh, good.
Yeah, good. See, this is an educational experience.
Thank you. I'm indebted, right?
Right.
So what's the greatest adventure you've taken together?
I think moving up here to El Paso.
Really?
Because Cheri had lived her entire life in Harlingen, and I had been down there about 14 years. And I said, I got a chance to move up here with my job. And I thought it was going to be better for me professionally, but I was hesitant because I was afraid Cheri was going to want to stay in her hometown, So I took her out to dinner and I said, look, we've got this opportunity. We can go to El Paso. And before I got El Paso out, she said, when do we leave? So she was ready to go.
I was ready.
So I accepted the job and we moved up here, and it has turned out real well.
Right. How far away is that from where you were at the time?
About 12 hours.
Yeah.
So did you buy a house there? Or?
Yes.
Great.
So
now you're retired from your law career?
Yes, I am. I retired,
a couple of years after.
After we moved on disability. And so we went through a rough patch with that, because I suffer bipolar disorder. And so I'd been on my ups and downs. And so when I retired from work, we had to kind of learn to be retired together. And so that was an adventure too.
That's a word you're
but
a growing experience, you do something new every day. Right. But it has worked out beautifully.
But I tell you, Diane, I never noted. I mean, she was so vigilant about her meds, and she was good. She never strayed or anything from the regimen, and So I just applaud her very much.
I do too. Did you have that diagnosis when you first met in church at that time?
Yes, I had.
Do that.
I've been on medication since 1994,
Uh-huh.
but any type of stress just was worse and worse and worse.
Mhm.
And you know what the immigration scene is today, and that was just coming on, so it was getting more and more busy, and we didn't have enough people working with me and that sort of thing. And so finally I just said, I've had all I can take, you know.
Yeah, she was traveling all over.
All the time. Yeah.
Right. I could see that. I mean, there's no good
It's-
answer.
Yeah, just
Yeah.
no answer and really wear you out.
Mhm. So now you're in retirement.
Yes.
So do you feel that your medication is easier to maintain?
Oh, yes. Yes.
Good.
Right now I feel like I'm the best I've ever been.
She is.
A lot of that is because of you.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
A lot of it's very,
Oh, Pashal.
very
I know
much.
you. I
Very
love to
much
know
so.
you. Right.
She and
But
my
all these things
mother-
are partnership. You can't give up on each other because
No, no.
Of course not.
Yeah, the
She
partnership.
and my mother really pulled me out of the dumps.
Yes, we did.
You know.
Whenever I could feel that she wasn't exactly right, I would call Melby, that's her mother, and say, I think you need to come for a visit, you know. And so she would come and stay several weeks, and we would take Cheri on drives and different stuff, you know, and would get her through that patch.
And it's so wonderful that my mom was part of that, because now she has dementia, and it's, you know, it's like we're doing it backwards now. I go to
Yeah.
her and
Take care of her
take
and
care
her
of
dad.
her and help my dad as much as I can. And so it's what goes around comes around.
Mhm. So it sounds like you're a team.
Yes,
No,
we are.
And all of our friends in Harlingen especially, they always seem to look up to us, you know, as examples.
As a role model.
Yes,
I can understand that.
thank you.
Some people hit a problem and they're gone.
Yes.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
I'm out of here. I mean, good relationships aren't about that. It's sticking together and making it work. So
She's gonna have to throw me out.
I never.
I don't think you have to worry about that.
No.
So what's your greatest adventure?
What was it?
Probably, what do you think? That trip to Alaska was nice.
Oh, yes.
We went to Alaska on an Alaskan cruise with my whole family. At the time, a 14-year-old nephew, my parents, my single brother at the time, he was divorced, and the two of us. And so my mom and dad, my dad would go into this little library area and smoke cigars. My mom got real attached to a little Philippine band
combo
that would sing Dolly Parton songs. And then my nephew just had the time of his life, because it was the first time he was really free, you know, they had a teen group that got together. And
yeah, a youth team.
so he wouldn't have to be with us all the time. So
That was
that was quite an adventure.
It was wonderful.
Was it?
Yeah, we had a really good time. And we've done on a couple of cruises that were sponsored by the Turner Classic Movie channel.
Uh-huh.
And
They were wonderful.
those have been
Heard that.
those have been awesome, because Cheri has been in so many plays, community theater, and she's such a movie buff too. You know, I like movies, and I enjoy going though more to watch the stars.
But her dad will call me up. Now they call me Smitty. because of my last name.
Mhm.
But because her mom, when we were first together, said, "Well, sister," as she called Cheri, "how I can't call you both Cheri." So she came up with Smitty. Anyway, so her dad will call me up and always ask me a movie question from, because he likes to watch Turner Classic Movies too, and I usually know the answer.
Do you? Good.
So those have all been great
Wonderful.
trips and adventures. And
Sounds
one of the cruises we went on had Friends of Dorothy. And
Oh,
we had no idea that they were going to have this group, which we were like, well, wonder what that's all about. And of course, then somebody said, well, that's the gay people, and we're like, well, we need to be
no.
there.
and we were the only
lesbians.
women, and they loved it. They had
It was only
stories
women.
that it was in the lounge, and they were it was so cool.
We'd go every evening and have a cocktail with them.
Yeah.
And these guys had been together, some of them 50
Oh,
years.
yeah.
Oh, that's
So,
very
so it was really neat, but
Mhm.
that was a lot of fun too.
So what's your dream for the future?
Yeah.
Do you have
Yeah.
anything together for the future?
Oh,
Uh-huh.
yeah.
Oh, yes.
What is it?
Oh, just to keep on keeping on.
That's right. We have a good thing going. Thanks to God and because we prayed about it so long, but and we wanted to be together, and I kept saying in God's time, and sure enough, it evolved, and so yeah, we are, and every day we always say how blessed we are with I mean my son and his wife, who is from a really small town in West Texas, accepted. I mean, it was wonderful.
And my family accepts
Oh,
Cheri.
yeah.
In fact, sometimes I think my mom likes Cheri better than she does me, And my dad's fond of Cheri because she can cook.
Oh.
That takes over the chef when she's with us.
Yeah, as soon as I get there, I fix them a big homemade pound cake. With maybe.
Very good.
That's good for his diabetes, but
So I saw that you were going to go there Christmas?
Yes,
You
but
both
she'll go to her family and I'll
I
go to
see.
my family.
Yeah, and we spend Thanksgiving together, and then I go to my son's in Abilene and stay about a week or so.
Mm.
We have the best. We play cards and board games every night, and we have the best time.
Then you're home for New Year's?
Yes,
Yes.
and we're home.
Folks,
This is Stuart.
Hi, I was going to ask you about
Hey,
that.
hi, Stuart. He just came in.
he wanted to be in on everything. Well, I feel like we're doing a good thing by hopefully being a role model for somebody.
Yeah.
No, I think, you can listen to this and you say, you have attraction, which you can get attracted to.
Oh yeah,
But then you cemented it.
right, exactly.
Your faith has been a big part of your mutual life.
Yes.
Yeah,
And nobody pulled apart with that.
No.
exactly.
You had problems and you solved them.
Exactly.
That's right.
You don't give up on each other because it's a little.
No, never.
We laugh.
Because she and I complement each other. I have weak points where she has strengths.
Right.
And it works well.
So I think that is inspiring. When I talk to the younger people, this will go to Cal State Dominguez Hills, where they have young people in a group called Queer. And he'll expose them to this option of looking at these. They're already there.
Yeah.
There are archives there.
Well, great.
And Mazer already has posted them also. So we've done about 50 interviews total. And
Well, I think our philosophy has always been, we started out as friends and lovers and whatever else you want to say. But if you're not friends first, you're going to end up that way in the end. So you better make sure you're friends before it's just not enough, infatuation.
Because you need a good foundation.
Yes.
you do. You have that. I hear it. I see it. Yeah.
And you've got to have some humor in your
life. We laugh every day. Don't we?
Yes, we sure do.
Who starts the laughing?
Her usually. Just watching TV or talking about our friends or, talking about Stuart. Stuart's a big source of comfort and funny things. He just thinks he owns the house.
Yeah.
So in closing, I'm going to ask each one of you to think about something about the other person that you really like that you haven't told her.
Oh, wow.
It could be a observation of them with someone.
Yeah, I love Cheri about her because she has passion. When she really goes for something, she goes for it.
Have known Cheri from the very first. I saw her, what a kind person, but funny also. She has a wonderful sense of humor, but she is so kind to all people, and everywhere she goes, even for business, when she would go all over, people just loved her and would call her as an attorney for advice.
Mm-hmm.
And all that, and she people respect her, and I always have. I have a deep respect for her, and she is like a guiding light. She's just a marvelous person to behold.
You both are.
Oh, well, thank you, sweetheart.
Yes, you're wonderful. I am happy for you both, and I'm happy to know you, to start to know you.
Yes. Oh, us too. Us too.
We're not.
We hope to one day meet and greet with.
I think we will.
And, yeah. I feel confident about
it. So, if you were to leave giving advice to a young couple starting out 2 weeks into the relationship, what would you tell them? They've already decided they love each other.
Okay,
They have love and lust on their side.
Okay, well, good. They're halfway there. No, I would say you can't just cut out the first problem that comes along. Mm-hmm. You've got to at least see if you can make it through the first. Gosh, I don't know. First 5 or 6 that come along, and to make sure it's not going to make it completely before you just leave. We've seen so many people just, they'll be infatuated, they'll be in love, and then something really big comes along and they just won't stay.
Or even small.
Yeah, we've seen,
right.
And
they throw it all away.
And the next week they're with somebody else, so that isn't true love.
No.
If it's true love, you stick it out. That's that would be my advice. Just
that's good advice.
Make sure you
don't give up.
Don't give up too quickly.
Yeah. As I said a while ago, you need a good foundation of friendship, respect, and just turning to each other and about anything that bothers them or their fears or whatever. Be completely honest and
agree to disagree.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Yes, and to just love the world through each other's eyes, and just.
I like that.
Mhm.